So, when you think of sequels that are better or build more upon the original, Aliens is a perfect example. Aliens is a science fiction action horror classic. In the same way as Terminator 2, it ups the ante in a lot of ways, and I, I think it's one of the best action films ever. And in fact, Aliens was my very first Alien movie that I ever watched. So basically, they take Ripley, who has been through a cryo sleep, and she's been in this state for nearly 60 years. So a lot of shit has happened, and she's sort of trying to readjust to new life and readjusting to the fact that she's lost family. And I love the extended cut because it adds the fact that she has a daughter, and that gives a whole layer to her character. And not only that, but it gives the relationship between her and Newt a little bit more meaning as well. And I just feel sorry for her in this film. And to add on to that, Ripley is then called back into the fray when the Yutani and Whaling Corporation find out that there's something going wrong in one of their colonies. Not only that, but the colony is set on the same planet that her and her crew set upon nearly 60 years ago. But of course, it's worse this time around because there's not one, but there's hundreds of these things running around on LV-426, and we have a great action movie. And it's not great just because the action is well directed, but it's because the action is tense. And again, not only is Ripley well fleshed out, but it feels like every single Marine is their own special character. I mean, Bill Paxton is in this one. He literally he takes the scenery, makes it into a sandwich, and eats it. And Michael Biehn is very good in it too. He's probably one of my favorite characters in the film. He plays Hicks, and I also really like Lance Henriksen as Bishop. He sort of adds an extra tension to the film because if you remember in the first Alien movie, they had a synthetic on their ship and that thing went batshit crazy. So the fact that Bishop is also a synthetic, Ripley doesn't like him one bit, not at all. But we even grow to sort of like and trust his character as the audience as the movie goes on. And again, this takes Ripley, who is already a good, solid, strong character, and takes her to the next level. And that it makes her, makes her human. She gets beat up. She gets scared. She's all sweaty during the ending. She's all gross. But the fact that she has to go down to the very core of where all the xenomorphs are at to retrieve this kid that she's feel the responsibility for, it's one of the most intense movie scenes put on the screen. And speaking of intense, I think that the scariest moment in the movie, for me anyway, is when her and Newt are trapped in the room by themselves with not one but two facehuggers. And that's one of the scariest movies in the Alien franchise because they have no weapons to defend themselves. They're literally trying to stay away from them in a room that's really small and compact, and basically just waiting for somebody to come and help them. So again, it's just Sigourney Weaver is amazing. She gives an Oscar-worthy performance in a science fiction action film. I mean, man, she's terrific in this movie. I mean, James Cameron really took Ridley Scott's world and made it into something that is his own, but also didn't betray what the original was trying to do. While they're both about the same length, Aliens is way more faster paced. It doesn't linger on certain parts of a spaceship or whatever. It's very shit happens very, very quickly, and when it does need to slow down, it slows down to a pace that is bearable, and that adds the tension, and it's not one of those things where it's trying to bore you to death. So in my opinion, Aliens is one of the best sequels ever. Is it my favorite Alien movie? Well, I'm not going to say what my favorite Alien movie is until I'm done with all the reviews. Because again, comment below, what do you think of Aliens? Is it better than the original? I do think that. I think it is superior to the original. I do watch Aliens way more than I do the original. Again, comment below, let me know. I'm excited to keep reviewing these. I'll be reviewing Alien 3 and Predators next. Bye.